We have the news and notes, observations from Lions practice with the pads on. We're going to break it all down for you. This is what we've been waiting for when we finally can see the pushing and the shoving. When you got the pads on, it's a little bit more intense. We're going to break that down for you and all the latest Lions news. Let's go. This is the first day of Lions padded practice, and we have a lot to talk about. Here's some quick notes before we get into the main portion of this video. Terrion Arnold and Derrick Barnes did not miss any sort of practice. None at all. They came in and played. Now, we heard yesterday from News and Notes that it could be a while, maybe a couple weeks potentially, because they want to slowly work Terrion Arnold in. But that was not the case with the calf strain. He was on the field. Same with Derrick Barnes, no issue there. Ennis Rakestraw was present at practice, but he did not practice. That's a sign he's going in the right direction. It's good to see. Alex Anzalone and the Lions are still talking, and this is what Dan Campbell said about that. He says, you guys know how I feel about Alex, how we feel about Alex. He's one of our dudes. We've leaned on him. He's a productive player, Campbell said. We're good, still talking. There's no animosity here. There's nothing like that, so I'm not going to go into anything else about that. We're going to be good. We're going to be good, and yes, we're going to need him. They absolutely need him. And Alex Anzalone didn't practice today, still dealing with the hamstring injury. Graham Glasgow played at center today instead of having Tate Ratledge there. Dan Campbell said that they're going to mix up the offensive line throughout camp, so don't worry about this. This is something that they do. I've talked about this even way before training camp started. Folks, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Trying to get to 86,000 subscribers. With your help, I know it can happen. Let's continue on. First off and foremost, Terrion Arnold was perfectly fine, shifting, moving, dealt the calf strain yesterday. No effects on him in practice today. How about Jameson Williams versus Terrion Arnold? 2 intense reps. J-Mo shook Arnold with the first move, and Arnold took Williams' helmet off while taking him to the ground on the second move. These guys are going at it. It is awesome to see. You're seeing the physicality for the Lions offensive players, and you're seeing the physicality on the defensive players. It's good. Iron sharpening iron. We love it here in Detroit. The next one we had was Jack Campbell versus David Montgomery. That was fun, and I tell you what, linebacker Jack Campbell, he lighted the defense up by leveling a massive hit on our man David Montgomery here. Hey, look, if there's one man that can take the hit, we know that's David Montgomery. Everyone tries to put the wood on him in the Seattle game. It didn't work, so kudos to both Jack Campbell and David Montgomery. We like the physicality. How about the quarterback positions in the battle that's taking place right there? So Kyle Allen is actually repping with the second-team offense on Friday, continuing the Lions' rotation of Allen and Hendon Hooker between the second and third teams. Again, we spoke about this earlier in regards to the offensive line. The Detroit Lions are an organization. How they practice is they switch them in and out. That's just how it works from there. Let's talk about Aidan Hutchinson. He showed off some ferocious power on a rep against Penei Sewell, beating the all-pro offensive tackle with a strong counter move. Hutchinson looks really good. He even looks better than what we've seen from last year. I didn't expect any rust. I thought he would come into this training camp right off rip and just take it to them, and that is something that we have seen right there for sure, and that's good. Again, iron sharpening iron with Aidan Hutchinson versus Penei Sewell, but we can do that for the Young Bucks as well. And I'm not talking about AEW. I'm talking about Ahmed-Ra St versus Giovanni Manu. The two developmental players squared off. St showed his power, but Manu battled, and he slowed down the rookie. These guys are going at it, and it's good. Manu has taken such a nice jump from Season 1 to Season 2. It's good to see that he is winning some of these battles. You want to see that. Another player that stood out in Lions training camp today was Mr. Zach Cunningham in a positive note right there. He dominated in early and 11-on-11 run plays. And the Lions got great depth at the linebacker position. This position is stacked. I mean, everyone is performing well. But Alex Anzalone's not practices, but Jack Campbell, Derrick Barnes, Grant Stewart, Zach Cunningham in there, Malcolm Rodriguez, Trevor Nowaski. This room is stacked, and I think that's something that we're not going to have to worry about going into the NFL season at this point, worrying about the linebacker position. It is a stacked one. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Let's get to 86,000 subscribers. We're going to continue on with the Lions news. Let's jump back to Jamo really quick because apparently he didn't do well in punt returns. As we all know, he's super fast. He can make a lot of guys miss, and that's why it seems like having him as a punt return would make sense. But after today, he should stay away because catching the punts, it looked like something he was really struggling with. In one case, he muffed a catch, and it was picked up by a gunner. In two others, his form just looks weird, and he's almost reaching out for the ball instead of just securing the ball to come in. It just looks chunky out there. Kalif Raymond is probably going to stay with that gig at that spot. It's not like we've seen Jamo doing that anyways, generally speaking, that much. So I just thought that was quite interesting. I'd throw that in there. Shane Zylstra is looking to be taking that number 3 tight end spot away. He's really getting open in space. He looks faster. So it looks like to me, I mean, there's still some time left in training camp, but it's looking like it's going to be Sam LaPorta, Brock Wright, and Shane Zylstra. Shane Zylstra's been with the team for a couple years. I don't mind him at all. I don't mind him as a number 3. I have no problem with that at all. As you know, like we said earlier, the offensive line was switched up. You had Tate Ratledge play at guard, but he looked really good today. Matter of fact, Christian Mahogany and him looked really solid today. They had a really good day in practice. I think that the Lions are going to be okay with this offensive line. He's just got to get better, obviously each practice. That's what we're seeing here. But the offensive line is starting to come together. Now, again, they switched it up. We already know that we've talked about this. We understand that. He'll probably go back at center at some point, and they'll keep switching it up. If he's not ready for week 1, if he's not ready to be center for week 1, that's okay. That's okay. Graham Glasgow can do that spot. So I think that we're going to be just fine when it comes to the offensive line. There's going to be some issues. There's going to be a rookie every here and there, but right now, he looked like he won a lot of his matchups today in practice. So that's really solid to hear that. Just really, really good. Let's continue on here and talk about an impressive rookie that stood out today. And we're going to go with Mr. Dominic Lovett. He's turning heads. He's shifty in his position as a 6 receiver spot. In speed drills, he was beating his man to the pads every single time as he was a gunner. Makes you notice that every time you look at him, he's where he's supposed to be. On offense, he was with the 3rd team, but he was making catches, getting open. Jackson Meeks is still going to give him a challenge, but Lovett is really standing out. Good to hear. And look, he potentially could be one of those guys. I mean, does he make the team? I don't know. If not, it would be a practice squad material. But we got 2 young developmental wide receivers, and that's going to help as the Lions transition from the Tim Patricks and the Kalif Raymonds of the world at some point. They'll still be here this year, but maybe after this year, they won't be. That's potentially. Player that just continues to dominate. That's Marcus Davenport. Man, this guy out there is getting pressures. He's getting stops. No one wanted to be around him. It was scary because you want it to work so badly. You do. It's going to be worried about him and his injuries. That's it. But his work is amazing out there. He just beating the offensive line. They're not getting the run game in there. Every time he's in there, he's making good plays, good moves, good everything. And that's awesome. It's just for his health. That's the only thing that we are worried about when it comes to Davenport is his health. Can he stay healthy? So far, so good. Each day that he gets a practice on him, each day that he stays upright is a positive day indeed. Absolutely. Before I talk about the risers and fallers so far, just go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Again, it does help out. Trying to get to 86,000 subscribers with your help, it can absolutely happen. So again, risers, you got to go with Jameson Williams here. He just continues to do good throughout training camp. He is a guy who is on the Excel. And while him doing well, too, it's making Terrion Arnold bell. So he's going to be a riser as well. Terrion Arnold is making this second-year jump. It really does look like great with his hands. And he's just being physical. Love what I'm seeing. Dominic Lovett obviously is a riser. He had a phenomenal practice today, and he keeps it up. He could be a guy that slips in there. Shane Zylstra for sure a riser, as it looks like he's going to be taking that number 3 tight end position. Broderick Martin, faller here. Nothing of anything news to note. Tyleik Williams didn't practice. We don't know what it is, so I can't really debate on that. That's why I didn't really want to talk about it earlier, because we don't really know anything on that. Can't say there. Alex Anzalone, no practice. Again, he's going to be a faller. Anytime you don't practice, you're going to fall off a little bit. That's just the way it's going to be. I think that Hassanin, he had some good, but Giovanni Manu, he's a winner. He's a riser. He beat out Hassanin on one of the reps today. Love seeing that from Giovanni Manu, so I'm going to call him a riser. Marcus Davenport absolutely has risen. He has risen. He just got to be able to stay up and stay on his feet. He could do that. The Lions are solid. Kyle Allen is a riser. He did better today than Hendon Hooker. Hendon Hooker, though, is still in this bad boy for sure. Absolutely still in it. Lions secondary as a whole, I feel like, is a riser. They're all doing good from the young players. It's just something to behold when you're seeing this defense being as feisty as it is, and that's what's really, really good to watch. So this is a good practice, another solid practice. The Lions are having a good training camp right now. Besides the injuries, other than that, it has been solid throughout training camp, and that's something that you want to see as Lions fans. So give me your thoughts about today's Lions practice. With that said, folks, out of you.